Okay, so today we are on to the Book of Six. I don't read through every one because those that I've read through, then I will not read to you all. So for those who want to read the remainder of the Book of Five or the earlier 1 to 4, you all can go and read on your own. Okay. Book of Six says the first 50. Yeah. So in this, there are altogether the first 50, second 50, and extra chapters extra to the set of 50s. Yeah. So altogether, 649 sutta. Yeah, the main set is 106. So number one, worthy of gifts. Yeah, worthy of gifts. This is one of the epithet recite when we recite, yeah, the sutta, the sangha vandana. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anatta Pindika's Park. Yeah, so this is a more standard opening. Yeah, you notice that in many of the suttas, the opening is just "O bhikkhus," yeah, or just bhikkhus. So whereas here you have the standard opening, "Thus have I heard." Yeah, so this phrase is not said by the Buddha. This phrase is said by Venerable Ananda when he recite in the first council to the rest of the arahants, rest of the monks, to tell them, this is what I've heard. In this way, I have heard this. Yeah. But having said that, this is not a good marker to determine whether this is really what the Buddha said. Okay, because anyone can write some nice text and then put "thus have I heard that." Okay. Yeah. Similarly, after that it says the location. Yeah. On one occasion, so the time. When is it? On one occasion. Never tell you the specific dates. Yeah. There are different explanations I've heard. One explanation I've heard is that because these teachings are also heard by the heavenly beings, and then is also repeated in other world systems. So in other world systems, when you tell them 2021, it doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, that's the reference point is totally different. So and hence it's just on one occasion. 一时, in Chinese they translate as 一时. And then there's another explanation, which is in a way funnier, and it is that because traditionally Indians are not very particular about timing. I don't know whether this is a joke or not, but I heard some venerable say that Indians culturally they don't concern themselves too much with the timing, the specificity of timing. So just at one time, yeah. So timing is not so important. Yeah. And if you think about it, maybe there's some truth in it. Yeah. But another way to look at it is because the teaching applies in the past, applies in the future, applies in the present also. Yeah, maybe this is how I look at it. So the timing is not so important. If it only applies to a specific time, then you must tell me when it was. Yeah. Whether it's in the morning. This teaching only apply in the morning, so you must tell me it's in the morning. Yeah. So where was the Buddha? He was at Savatthi. Savatthi is a very prosperous place. Yeah. The name itself actually means a lot of things. Yeah. So it's a city-state. Yeah. And in this Savatthi, there's this particular place called Jeta's Grove, Anatta Pindika's Park. So I've shared the background story of this place before. Yeah. Between Prince Jeta, the word Jeta, the name Jeta comes from the prince, And then the grove is referring to the trees, and Anatta Pindika's park refers to the land. Anatta Pindika is a very famous lay person, famous in the sense that in the Buddha's time he was famous, and also in the suttas he's famous because he is known by many people to be a very kind person who gives to the poor. Yeah, so hence given this name Anatta Pindika, he who care for the desolate, to those who are like by themselves. Yeah, so there the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus. Venerable Sir, those bhikkhus replied. The Blessed One said this: Bhikkhus, possessing 6 qualities, a bhikkhu is worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of reverential salutation, and unsurpassed field of merit for the world. So this set is what we recite on Sunday. Yeah, the Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, yeah, the whole chunk. Yeah. So this is the front part. Yeah. Before the Yadidam Chattari Purisa Yukani, yeah, before that part. So so there are 6 qualities the Buddha mentioned. So what are the 6? Here, having seen a form with the eye, yeah, physical form, yeah, visual form with the eye, a bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened. Not joyful, not saddened. Yeah, but dwells equanimous. So that means whether it's something that is, in this case, like when whatever form the monk may see, yeah, the monk remains equanimous. Like this also, so no high, no low, yeah, no high, no low, equanimous, mindful, yeah. So mindful of seeing, yeah, mindful of the body, feelings, mind, and mental objects, yeah, clearly comprehending. Yeah. So here clearly comprehending can go into the wisdom part. Yeah, comprehend that this form is what is impermanent, is subject to suffering, subject to change, subject to suffering, is no self. No? So this is the first one. This is the first quality. And perhaps you may know the next 5. Huh? So eye with form, or form with eye. Second one is having heard a sound with the ear. Sound with ear. The same thing. A bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened, but dwells equanimous, mindful, and clearly comprehending. Yeah. Number 3 is, what is number 3? Can you all guess? Yeah, yes, the nose. Huh? So smell with nose. So having smelled an odor with the nose, a bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened, but dwells equanimous, mindful, and clearly comprehending. And 4 is the tongue. Yeah, some people mistakenly saying the mouth. Not the mouth. The mouth is just the hole here. Yeah, it's the tongue. Yeah, it's the tongue that tastes. Okay. Of course, without the hole here, your tongue cannot do anything. Yeah. So having experienced a taste with the tongue, same thing. Yeah. The bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened, but dwells equanimous, mindful, and clearly comprehending. Yeah. Number 5 is the physical body. Having felt a tactile object, tactile, that means you can touch it, an object that there's a sense of touch. Yeah. With the body, a bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened, but dwells equanimous, mindful, and clearly comprehending. Yeah. So these are the first 5 is referring to the 5 senses: eye, ears, nose, tongue, body. Yeah. So when here the qualities is basically that the monk is not affected, right? In a way, we can say it's not affected. Yeah, but it doesn't mean not affected in the sense of don't know what is happening. Yeah, it's mindful. Yeah, it's equanimous. To be equanimous, you must know that it's happening. Yeah, So if you see something, you know that you see something. You are mindful that you see something. You are mindful of, and then you are also what? You are also clearly comprehending. Yeah, clearly comprehend. So you clearly know what is happening. Yeah, that is that whatever you see, hear, smell, taste, touch is impermanent, subject to change, subject to suffering, is no self. Yeah. And number six, because the first five are the physical senses, number six is the mental sense faculty. Having cognized a mental phenomenon with the mind, a bhikkhu is neither joyful nor saddened, but dwells equanimous, mindful, and clearly comprehending. Possessing these six qualities, a bhikkhu is worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of reverential salutation, and unsurpassed field of merit for the world. This is what the Blessed One said. Elated, those bhikkhus delighted in the Blessed One's statement. So the last one is a bit tricky. Even whatever comes into your mind, your thoughts and so on. So this quite interesting because to what extent do we remain equanimous? Yeah, and what does it mean by being equanimous? Does it mean just having no reaction? Does it mean having no reaction? And to what extent? Yeah. So notice here is about the senses and sense object. Yeah. Not about our defilements. When defilements arise, should we just be equanimous and do nothing? In a way, we can still say you remain equanimous. Yeah. In what sense? That means you don't go and react to it. You don't engage in your defilements. We can say that that's being equanimous, but it doesn't mean you don't do anything. Okay. Yeah. When defilements, evil, unwholesome states arise, you should have strenuous effort. You must have the immediate response. I must respond. not equanimous. Anger arise. No, never mind, it's okay. No, you must respond and work towards its reduction and eradication. Yeah. And similarly, if it's wholesome states, then you should work towards its growth. The absence of unwholesome states, you must work towards its non-arising. The absence of wholesome states, we must work towards its arising. So this is something to look up for. Otherwise, it becomes the kind of non-reactive equanimity. Then you're just becoming a static statue. Maybe then you become a statue, sit down there. So the question is, here again, this sutta is addressed to the monks, right? So is it relevant to your? Shifu, not relevant. This one for monks, this one, Buddha said, bhikkhus. The bhikkhu is worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, and so on. I'm not a monk, some more I'm woman. Double layer, nothing to do with me. And anyway, I don't care about being worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality. My friends and family, they give me gift anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. In my opinion, this is still relevant to everyone. Yeah. Why is this relevant? Because if you consider the fact that the bhikkhu is worthy of gifts, that is not the end goal of being of these six qualities. This is a side benefit. Yeah. The true benefit of these six qualities is then you are working towards your liberation. Yeah. Then you would not give in to the stimulation of the senses. Yeah. stimulation of the eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind with respect to form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mental object. And as a result, your mind will be calm, will be tranquil, will be sublime, and whatever states you want to strive for, you can easily attain. If you want to observe precepts, you want to maintain virtuous behavior, you can easily maintain. If you want to attain to concentration, you can easily attain to it. If you want to develop wisdom and attain to the various state of liberation, you can attain to it. That is the true benefit of these 6 qualities. The fact that the monks are worthy of gifts. Yeah, the key thing, yeah, that you are worthy of gifts. Whether you get gifts or not, that's another thing. That depends on your merits, on your the material merits. Yeah, but that is also not what the monks are striving for. Monks are not cultivating so that they are worthy of gifts and then they can get gifts. Or they are worthy of hospitality so that they can get hospitality. That they are worthy of reverential salutation then so that they can get it. No, this is worldly pursuit. Yeah, but of course, if you want worldly pursuit, it's okay, Yeah, but if you want to have liberation, then you should look at this practice. Did I give you all exercise yesterday? No, huh? So we found an exercise for you. Somehow the sutta, actually, that's why yesterday I had a meeting with the SB, the Hong Fa Tuan team. So we were discussing about next year's program. And then they asked me, like, for the parents' class and for the teachers' training, is there any particular sutta that perhaps I can cover for them? I can teach them, So I told them, it's a bit of a challenge for me to choose, Yeah, better if they choose and vote, and then I just teach. And the reason is because all the suttas I feel are very good. Yeah, the more I learn, the more I feel that they are all very good. How to choose when they are all so good? Yeah. So you all choose what you want, and that's why I'm just going according to the sequence. So you all can try this exercise. Eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. So we have 7 days, right? You can either go for difficulty challenge, super high. Yeah, every day observe your eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Yeah, or you can go for maybe something not so xiong. Yeah, maybe you just go for eye, ears, body, eye, ears, nose. Yeah, or maybe you just choose a few. Or maybe it's 7 days, right? You choose first day you choose eye, second day you choose ear, third day you choose nose, and so on. Then the last day you choose to do everything. You can try. Okay? Yeah, so the previous week try to catch your attachment. So this week now work on your senses. Can? Okay. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. 愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿得智慧真明了，
愿得智慧真明了，
不愿罪障悉消除，
不愿罪障悉消除，
世世常行菩萨道。
世世常行菩萨道。
阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。
Till we meet again, may be guided and protected by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And as always,
乖乖
have an equanimous Monday ahead.
Thank you, 师父。
Of course, if you want to have happy Monday also can. Okay, take care, stay safe. Numbers are higher, so please take care. Yeah. But even more importantly, mask for the body, mask for our mind also.
拜拜，师傅。
拜拜。
Thank you, 师傅，拜拜。
拜老妈。
拜拜，
师傅，拜拜。
Thank you everyone. Bye bye.
拜拜。
Take care.